you ready for a hootenanny?
I've never been more ready in my life.
I don't know how much of a hootenanny it's going to be, but I've got my eyes on a prize.
Well, you better, because every point counts tonight, fella. You could say every point counts from now on, as if they never mattered until now.
That's right. Season 2 of 10 Paces, the points do matter.
How else are you gonna afford that trip to Super Mario Bros. World? Oops, I gave away the prize.
Oh no! Ooh, now I want to fight for it. I'm gonna get more points than have ever been done on this show.
I hope. I'd like to see someone go back and tally up every single point. If you really love this show, please show it in that way.
Hey there, eagle-eyed viewers! Go tally up all the points we've given out, and in every denomination we've given them out in. Excelsior!
No, in Excel. Microsoft Excel, please. Hi, Kang. You were in a hootenanny once? Were you actually? Because if so, please tell, and if not, make something up. I'll believe it.
Yeah. Tell us how many nannies were hooted.
Approximately, at the very least. What is this? What's this little guy? 34? You've been to 34 hootenannies, or 34 nannies were hooted?
34 nannies got hooted.
Oh wow, that's quite a hootenanny. Well, what's this little guy you're drawing?
It's a conch businessman.
Oh yeah, making deals on the sea.
Yeah.
What's he?
He's looking at subletting this shell for an exorbitant price, I'll be honest.
Oh, they got mega hooted. I'm glad. You're never too old to get a hoot.
I had to stop going to hootenannies because I couldn't give a hoot.
Ooh. Gotta go to the hoot rack for that. You want to get to this?
If you didn't bring your own, we got you. We got you covered. We'll keep you supplied.
You prefer the hoot nanny? Why would you prefer the hoot nanny? I prefer the hoot nanny.
I like a whoop nanny.
Ooh.
That's whenever your grandma chugs a Faygo.
She gets real wild when she's on that Faygo.
Oh yeah, she hasn't had caffeine in probably 15 years.
Is there caffeine in Faygo?
I imagine so.
Placebo, if not. Granny's
big if true.
Bouncing off the shuffle table.
Not again. We took her to the seniors mixer and
she spiked
she
the
just
punch.
Started yeah, she started moshing, just throwing unopened bottles of soda into the crowd.
I'm surprised she could lift it.
Now she's spry when she gets a little caffeine going, gets that buzz.
Then she took like a 3-day nap. It was impressive.
A good old Nana bender.
She spiked the punch with Faygo. Oh my god.
Anyway, I see a little seed of an idea of where I think we can start with this high score run.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's sitting right up there next to the Howdy Partners sign.
Oh, you're right. You're seeing that little Kirby?
Yeah, I caught him. My eagle eye.
Gosh, nothing gets
like the gold bug in Richard Scarry books.
You are the only one that brings up Richard Scarry books.
No, that's not true.
Who else did?
Because I heard it on a podcast from 2012.
You and that no-name podcast from 2012.
Yeah, Harmontown, those no-name,
Yep.
no-namers.
Smaller than us.
At this point, yeah.
I bet they have 77 followers.
Nah, they got like a secret militia following ready to rise up and take those podcast numbers back again.
Believe it when I see
As soon
it.
as that horn is blown.
Yeah, let's get to that first prompt. You think you're thinking Kirby? You think maybe like a new power or something?
Yeah, I mean, that's what he does. He changes powers. He throws it right back at you. He crystal shards.
Yeah, 64 times I hear.
Yeah, it was way more shards than were actually in that game, I think.
He imported them across the border.
Oh, so he didn't have to put them on his taxes.
Right.
Yeah, incredible. But yeah, as many powers as he has seen, from rock, fire, mecha robo, refrigerator, taxi. I still feel like there are powers we haven't seen yet.
You remember the Walter White one? Where he
Walter
was
White Kirby?
Yeah, where he was somehow more bald and he just threw meth at people or red phosphorus.
Yeah, I already mentioned the crystal shards.
Oh yeah. My bad.
But yeah, I was thinking this would be a good way to get some quick scoring up early on. I mean, this won't take long. I'm going to try and speed run this part at least.
Hey, go ahead.
Yeah. So I don't know if you have a timer up.
I do. I had 30 originally. I'll give you a 20, and whatever you finish under, we'll see.
Ooh, get that time bonus?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It depends on time and then like how much you sacrifice time for quality.
Right. That's always the balance, isn't it?
Yep. All right, 20 on the clock.
All right.
You ready?
Sure am.
3, 2, 1, draw.
All right.
Yeah, first you start with.
So I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Well, Kirby is round. He's shaped like a friend.
Yeah. You were gonna be honest.
Yeah, Crystal Shards was my introduction to Kirby.
I don't think it was mine, but it was very early. I had the Super Nintendo collection.
Oh, okay.
I forget which one that is. Kirby Super All Stars or something like that. I might be thinking of Mario. But I definitely had a collection.
I couldn't tell you. That sounds right.
Well, who knows what they've called more games since then. Did you play the new Kirby game on Switch?
Was that the
car one?
The vending machine one?
Yeah.
I did not.
I thought it was cute. I did not beat it. But I mean, I'm always down for more Kirby, and it wasn't like, I don't know, I was never super into the like Kirby's Epic Yarn or anything. I just didn't play them. They seemed very much catered to children.
Yeah, I mean that's always kind of been Kirby though.
True, and I won't argue that at all, but like, I don't know. It just didn't hit right for me, it seemed.
Gotcha.
Kang had a running joke with his boss that he'll start the new Kirby game at some point. Well, maybe that point will be tonight or tomorrow. We'll get you thinking about it.
Yeah, do it now and get your boss on the horn. Let us know how it goes.
Doubtful. Yeah, I doubt it too. What have you been playing recently? Just Destiny?
Oh no, not me.
Oh no, not you. What
I
have
don't
you?
touch this stuff.
What have you been playing?
Played a little bit of League.
Nice.
I installed Brutal Legend finally,
I forget.
and it only took, I don't know, picking up and playing the game for the first hour to decide that's going to be my next cosplay.
Brutal Legend.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What's his name? Eddie Riggs?
Yep.
I think. Because it's something I feel like I could easily pull off with the resources already at my disposal.
Oh yeah. Really, all you got to do is make the axe and like the belt buckle, and there you go.
Yeah, axe and belt buckle. Also, if anybody has a Flying V guitar that I could borrow, I think that would really sell it.
I've got no, I don't think I have a Guitar Hero Flying V. But I wouldn't be
I mean, that'd be
opposed to
perfect
getting
because
one.
I know how to play that better than I do an actual guitar, unfortunately.
Yeah, no one can call you out on it. Be like, play Wonderwall.
Okay.
Clacks for 3 minutes. That was really good. That was my best one yet. You've been on a Destiny kick, but also Dragon Age Origins. Good choice. Dragon Age Origins is my favorite Dragon Age. I don't know if it still holds up, but 2 was 2 was okay, I guess. It might be better now going back to it. And then 3 was 3. And then I think Inquisition was after that, and that one was very different. You're stuck on the Funnel Bastard. Couldn't even tell you who that is. I don't remember. Anytime I can't remember an RPG's final boss, I'm like, yeah, you know,
Sephiroth.
Jack of 9 Blades or whatever his name was from Fable. It's the evil dragon. No. You're thinking of
Smaug.
yeah, thinking of Bahamut. Not Bahamut.
Tiamat.
Yeah. Thinking of what are some other evil dragons? Spyro. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's pretty ironic how in video games dragons are always evil.
Oh yeah, because like in the real world, they're good and they help people and are usually looking out for the best interest of society as a whole.
Yeah. So it's just strange to see, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I think the only good dragon I can think of is the guy from Skyrim, Mario.
Mario from Skyrim?
Yeah, what's his name? Parthalax or whatever? The
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah, that was Charles Martinet, wasn't it?
Yep. That was Chris Matinee himself.
Chris Parthenax.
Or like,
That's my Mario.
more like Chris, pass the snacks. Got him. Speaking of Mario, you want to bust open that can of worms?
Oh yeah, that can of
You know,
I was gonna pull a Mario enemy, but I forgot what the Wigglers. That's the one.
ooh, I love Wigglers. They're so cute.
Yeah. Actually, quick tangent. I went to a summer camp and they had a Pinewood Derby, and I made a Wiggler for my car.
What do you mean?
So have you ever done a Pinewood Derby?
Yeah.
So yeah, I painstakingly cut and sculpted my car into the shape of a Wiggler from Mario.
Oh, cool. I imagine it did
It
not.
didn't go very fast.
Yeah.
No. It wasn't mad. I should have painted it red so it would go faster.
That's your mistake. Did you paint it yellow? Did you paint it at all?
Oh yeah, I painted it
The
that kind of greenish ochre.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for you, Kang, I don't remember enough to offer you any tricks. Maybe you need to grind.
Have you tried getting good?
Yeah, that's true.
Every time.
Every time, it's just so easy.
Yeah,
I
back
can,
on Charles Martin's
yeah.
performance in the Mario movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did good as a certain character.
Which character was that?
I don't want to say because
Oh, fair.
it was a little side character.
Yeah, yeah.
Charles Martinet is in the Mario movie. Obviously, not in the capacity that I would have liked.
Well, there is
Uh,
a theory about that we could talk about if we wanted to have spoiler corner.
Yeah, I mean, we can try and dance around it, but I'm here for it. And I just want to say that the voice actors did do better than the trailers led me to believe they would.
Yeah, I think the trailers didn't. I mean, I'm not the one that you should talk to for trailers on movies and stuff. I hate movie trailers. They always give away. Usually, they give away the better parts. I do agree with you here that the trailers did not do him any justice.
Mm-hmm.
The theory is that another character mentioned an event that happened before the movie had started, between Martinet's character and this character. A different thing that they didn't venture into so much.
Was it just like mentioned in that dinner scene, or?
No, it would have been no. It was in the other side of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Because they had mentioned that there had been previous occurrences of appearances.
Oh.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
They could go into that, especially if you think about the post-credit scene.
Mm-hmm.
They could venture into that and sort of how it all ties together. We'll see. It's hard to really say.
Right. Super Mario Movie 2.
I mean, it's definitely.
It's
definitely
gonna get
happening.
real weird this time.
I hope. Bring in some characters you guys didn't use. Or maybe some characters you might be afraid to use.
Yeah.
By the way, you were at 925.
Ooh, yeah.
It's a little over halfway done.
I'm feeling confident.
Good. I'm glad. I gave you some Phoenix Wright music for when you were talking about Mario.
Hell yeah. Turnabout is fair play.
That's right. And I would love another. I guess I was gonna say a Phoenix Wright movie, but they've made that another Phoenix Wright movie.
Yeah. It was really good.
It was surprisingly good.
It's one of my favorite video game adaptations because of how hard they go.
The fact that they have the confetti at the end was so great.
Yeah. And everybody just did so much for the acting.
Yeah.
A lot of stunt work for a game that takes place, or a movie that takes place entirely in a courtroom.
Yep. Though I wouldn't mind them doing the pseudo 2D 3D look and making it all CG.
Oh yeah, kind of like that cell shaded effect, or
yes, like kind of like how they have the new Phoenix Wright games, but more closer to a Guilty Gear level of 3D.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of how they did the latest Dragon Ball Super movie.
Yeah, because that's how all anime is done anymore.
Yeah.
Dorohedoro and Chainsaw Man are kind of landmarks in my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, it shaves so much production time off of animation that's kind of the only way to do it. And the only reason they're not going full 3D is to try and maintain that
Anime look.
that 2D aspect, that kind of stylized look.
Well, I think the 3D works, like, when done well. It just has to be done well.
Yeah. The biggest issue I find with that is that because it's being rendered in 3D, the frames don't move like what we're used to, because a lot of the animation tricks don't apply anymore. So a lot of like those cut and stretch frames, you can't really do because you're working off of a
different tool
a
set.
stoic model, and so by the terms of animation, it just looks rigid.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're doing like, let's say, like a big, I forget what it's called whenever you like sweep around the subject, but like a big
Pan?
boom shot around the character.
Yeah. Do you mean like when it circles them? No.
Yes.
Well, you do mean like circles them?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you have to just think differently but the same in your like cinematography and like how you want the characters to be spaced and stuff. It's a different medium.
And I'll be honest, I don't know exactly how they're going about certain things, like if they're actually rotoscoping over the characters.
Yeah,
And
I have no idea.
fully drawing everything based like on top of those models. A lot of times it doesn't look like it, but I think they're kind of picking specific spots to rotoscope, which is what Where the Kids does.
Huh.
And I mean, Where the Kids makes it look really, really good, and should be hired onto any animation project they would like to be a part of.
I honestly don't know what they do as like a day job, because I highly doubt it's making money off YouTube.
I think since they've blown up, like I can't say for certain, but
They might have a Patreon.
either that or they don't sleep,
Oh, that's true.
because they do so much shit. Like there is no way they could have like a 9 to 5 on top of everything they do unless they were in fact a machine.
Or their 9 to 5 offers them time to animate.
Right.
But that's not often do you have a job where you can just go do whatever, as well as work.
Mm-hmm. Nah, usually there are people in charge who aren't here for that.
Yeah, fucking lameoids. You got about 4 minutes.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Bit off more than I could chew with this one. If that just... See, this is why I'm not on that high scoreboard already.
Yep, that's why.
But, you know, I'm just over here playing the 10 Paces arcade game over in the corner of Dead Man's Walk-In. It's like how they have that one arcade game in the corner in Catherine.
Yeah, I forget what that was. Rapunzel.
Yeah.
That's actually required, not to get like a good ending or anything, but to get some bonus stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely
that
been
game is...
thinking about doing a replay of that, but I want to get the full body one that has the third route.
Yeah. I really hope they do more Golden Playhouse.
I'm really surprised they haven't. There has been, I mean, it's not Golden Playhouse, but there's been rumors of new Persona stuff.
Hell yeah.
It's more than time for Persona 6 at this point.
I don't know. 5? I mean, 5 feels like it just happened, but that's because I participate in a limited number of things due to time and resources.
Yeah.
It feels like it just came out, to be honest.
It came out in 2016.
Kill me now.
Well, it came out in 2016, and then they've re-released it.
Oh, okay.
So don't feel too bad, because like Royal just came out in October 22, which is the re-release of it.
Oh, okay. Got this guy's color scheme way off.
I mean, I do understand that, you know, there's bloat with creation or whatever. Especially nowadays, games are just more that people want more and more and more and bigger and bigger. So, like, I know you're not going to be able to just churn out games unless you want them to be shit, like some companies do.
Mm-hmm. And even sometimes those are
they can be good
in development for forever and just don't quite pan out because they're ambitious.
Yeah.
And ambition gets you nowhere in an industry, I'll say. Industry is the death of creativity.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Because they just want what sells.
Yeah. And it's the only, unfortunately, industry is the apex of capitalism, and that's the way everything fucking moves. So even creative industries are still industries at the end. And so you're beholden to financiers, which I guess is honestly the only way I can see in the current state of things creative fields working out. But I don't like it. I don't like capitalism, I guess is my thesis here.
Well, there's still like Patreon and stuff. Like, you can live as an artist, you just have to find that
yeah. You still do have to appeal to
That's true.
folks on some kind of base.
Yeah.
But if it is community driven, then ideally you'll have built a fan base that likes you and the things you like because that's what you've been doing. Which is why I love it, but it's also just it's still tough. And I want it to be easy.
Well, sorry, kid. Don't we all?
What am I at time-wise? Did I go over time?
A little, but it's okay. Just now.
Alright, well, you know what? Just mark it up for what I got.
Okay.
See what that score is.
That score right now, I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna say 300 points on the board.
Ooh, I know I can do better.
Could do better.
But
put it on worse.
I got rounds to figure that out.
That's right.
So yeah, this is Big Sub Kirby.
Yes.
The power is just called Woofer.
What's it do?
Have you ever used the microphone power?
I have. Personally,
It's like that, but it's unlimited.
Ooh.
But it only works if Meta Knight's actually getting up there on the board.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
Depends
yeah,
on the
if
crowd.
the promoters have done their job,
Yeah.
then ideally there will be enemies in line. But
It's not his fault if no one shows up.
right,
He's here bringing the show. They gotta bring the people. I get it.
mm-hmm.
I get it. Well, okay, I'll ask this. How many people have shown up to this event?
3. You got the little electric guy who's
Yeah.
there, kind of sparking up the dance floor. You've got the dealer, and you've got the person who's there supporting Kirby's friend.
Mm.
The little artist kid is there, just kind of there to support his friend Kirby.
Is the bouncer digging the music? Is he like not
No,
nodding his head?
the bouncer is in a perpetually surly mood, which is the only way I've ever seen them. They take their job way too seriously and make it a real problem for everybody who wants to come in.
Ugh. Okay, well, I think 300's fair then.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't hire security here. They hired the monkey with the big hammer from Kirby as the bouncer.
What D&D class do you think Monkey with a Big Hammer Kirby would be?
Big Hammer Kirby or the monkey from Kirby with the big hammer?
Big Hammer Kirby.
Oh, Big Hammer Kirby. I'd say fighter.
Yeah.
Great weapon master.
Fair. And what do you think? Does that make the monkey also fighter?
Yeah, but I feel like they subclassed in barbarian because they don't keep their cool as well.
Okay, yeah. I can see that.
Hey, was that a lead-in?
It was an attempt.
Well, I'll show you a lead-in.
Oh, please do. By all means.
No, I mean, we're already here, so there's not much leading to be done. It's D&D, everybody.
Our next prompt of the night is Travis is going to come up with a D&D class to draw, and then I'm going to give him a twist that he has to do to, make that a little bit spicier.
All right. So how do you want to do this? Should I come up with my class, pick my class, and then you curve it to me?
I'll give you the twist first. Just why not?
Okay.
I want you to make this in a, 1930s prohibition, gangster era.
Okay. I like that.
Sweet. I hadn't decided on a, locale, so you can do that wherever you want. I didn't know exactly where. I mean, you could do, a swamp, a Florida-type thing. You could do a city. It's really up to you.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm certainly not going to do a paladin because I mean, honestly, fuck the police.
Right.
But how do I wanna? What's gonna fit into?
I don't know. I got 30 on the clock, though. You ready?
Yeah, some of this is gonna be kind of thinking it out as I go.
Oh, that's.
But
fun.
yeah, let's do it. That's part of the.
That's part of the fun.
That's part of the challenge.
That's right. All right. 3, 2, 1, draw.
Ooh yeah. All right. So I mean, I could do a fighter and just be like a gangster era muscle.
Yeah.
My first thought was druid, but I don't know. It's an era of industry.
You could do a what are they called?
Not an alchemist.
Arcanist. Fuck.
Arcanist.
Is it? No, it's not quite right. I don't think. But you know what
I
I
know
mean?
what you're talking about,
the tech
though.
one.
Yeah, the robot one. And that seems like the funnest route to go, honestly. And I did say funnest.
It's okay. You're having too much fun for grammar.
Ooh, yeah. We don't need good words where we're going. And I mean, there's always the rogue, the pickpocket, the thief.
Oh my god, I cannot look up. I cannot find what this class is.
Yeah, I think I got it.
What'd you get? Are you gonna?
Let's break it down. So I'm gonna start up here with this kind of shape.
Artificer.
Yeah, we were close.
We were. Yeah, I think they added a gunner as well. Whenever they
Oh yeah,
they
I
added
think that's
lead
a.
stuff.
Is that a subclass of artificer, or is it?
Let me look, because I really don't know.
I know in Critical Role it was.
Well, this Wikipedia has failed me. It doesn't actually say.
Think about the last prompt though, and if you were a DJ, what would your DJ name be?
Gosh. You can't just drop that on someone.
Oh, I know.
I
bring it up because I had time to think about it.
Oh, you fucker. Well, then go with yours first.
So yeah, I was thinking about this. It just came to me earlier today. And I think going off my name, T-Rave or Travis T, I think would be fun. But then I thought of some more, like Vinyl Levine.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Oxen.
It's a good one.
Rutherford Weed Hayes.
And you've been thinking of these for a while, huh?
Just today.
Just for the past 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know.
So those are some of the top ones that came to my head.
I think I'd be DJ Wazihi, and I would just always
Ooh, that's a good one.
spend all my time in jail.
That'll get you that street cred.
That's right. I'm gonna get so many tear tattoos. Because we all know Wazihi has so many tear tattoos.
Yeah, Wazi's killed a bunch of people.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Now you know. Wazi ain't somebody to be fucked around with.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give him a couple extra points next time I see him.
Don't you dare.
Please don't kill me.
I took you to that dang Nickelodeon. We watched that Mario Brothers silent film.
We did see the silent film. No, you just had headphones in playing white noise the whole time.
Well, it was playing ragtime music, of course. And I thought it was really weird that after their mouths moved, that little cue cards with what they were saying didn't come up afterwards.
You had to pay extra for it. We didn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Marcus Theaters, I find that to be a racket.
You get the dialogue if you pay extra. You know, for some movies, that'd be a good thing.
Right.
Is there a movie...
Honestly, any action movie made in the past decade, because they're all mixed so poorly.
Yeah.
Like, they're not mixed with an audience in mind, I guess, because, yeah, the sounds are relative to what they would be to each other, but if you're going to have dialogue in your movie, I want to be able to hear it after your explosion or your big blah noise.
But how am I supposed to know what's happening?
You don't. It's the fun part, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Marcus has that ordering food online gimmick, but it isn't available at any of the dudes in the area. I've never tried it. But I guess I never will.
St. Louis has an Alamo Draft House now.
You know, I've only heard the name from Super Mega.
Yeah, they're the ones who kind of started, like, that whole ordering gimmick. And, I mean, like, obviously don't go there if there's anything you really want to sit and get invested in.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the waiters are trying immensely hard not to interrupt your movie. Like, they are crouch waiting on you, which I respect that quad strength
Yeah.
immensely. Um, but it's still like it's that thing of being at a restaurant and wondering where your food's at while the movie's going on.
And, allowing people to get pretty drunk.
Yeah,
So
which I did at the D&D movie.
Oh, yeah? How was that? How was the D&D movie?
Yeah, like I don't know if I voiced all of my grievances with the Mario movie, but like going into the Mario movie, I had higher hopes than what was delivered. Like it was just so disjointed, and I was really upset because, as you'll know, I wanted to go in with maybe not hopes, but I just wanted to like it. I really wanted to like it because I feel bad for disliking things anymore. I don't know, just not getting to participate in that group fun of enjoying these things. But D&D movie I had no hopes for. I thought it was going to be like a Guardians of the Galaxy and just play off of these really dumb jokes, and I mean it was shot in such a way, or I guess stitched together in such a way that never really happened. And any storytelling, like kind of shortcuts or corners cut they took, felt like D&D. Like it worked only because it was a D&D property.
Huh. I have no real expectation. I had no expectations for Mario. I thought it was going to be bad, like real bad. Like even worse than how you took it, I thought it was going to be. And then the D&D one, I just thought, this is just going to be a cash grab fucking shit-ass movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard good things.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, it was certainly a money thing because
Well, yeah.
Hasbro decided to stick their names all over this one this time.
Of course.
As much as, like, Wizards has been their own entity kind of under Hasbro, they're like, no, this is Hasbro's Dungeons and Dragons.
It might just be so they can make more Legos sets of it.
Oh, jeez. Have they made D&D Legos?
That, I would assume, at some point in D&D's tenure.
Or in the Lego Extended Universe? Does that mean all of my favorite D&D monsters can hang out with Anakin Skywalker?
Yeah, probably. And if they haven't made D&D Legos, I'm gonna 3D print some.
Hey, Axel was there at the D&D movie with me. It was a lot of fun.
What did you think of the D&D movie, Axel? I can't...
It was funny because we saw it.
Yeah.
We saw it the night before going to see the Mario movie. And Axel had already seen it and was excited to get my take on it, or at least wanting to get my take on it because of how I am. I don't know. I have maybe overly critical and less than enjoyable takes about movies. But yeah, Mario movie was a bummer, is my take. It felt soulless. It lacked direction. Like, they should have had Miyamoto at the helm the whole time, but I know making an entire movie really isn't his thing. He was there, but he wasn't helming it.
Yeah.
I think that's where...
Go ahead.
Check my what?
DMs.
Oh, wow.
That was this year.
Those are really cool Legos.
Yeah. Apparently they hadn't had one until this year.
Yeah, and...
Sorry, chat.
Those are cool.
You don't get to see it.
You can Google it yourself. You know how.
Yeah, you know how Google works. You're smart. But I lied, chat. Oh, that's not right. That's still not right. There you go. There you go, chat. That's what the D&D Legos look like. Pretty cool. I like the beholder.
They got a beholder in there. And I do like their... In the D&D movie, they do try to feature a lot of lore and... I don't know, creatures and stuff. I thought it was kind of a bummer that like all of the main party were all humanoid.
Yeah.
Just because there's so many fun peoples they could have been in the D&D world. Even like one of the main characters is a tiefling, and it always just looks like the tail is kind of like hanging from the belt. It looks like a tiefling cosplayer who made it 5 days before the con. And their horns are very small, which I guess I understand because, like, for the budget it had, it didn't have the budget of, like, these tremendous blockbuster movies. And they couldn't keep all this special effects work in on a main character throughout the entire time. And they did have some really cool practical effects in there, too.
Sorry, I was replying to Red Acton's question.
But, like, I would have loved to have seen, like, I don't know, like a half-orc main character or any of the, you know, the fun playable race options they offer in D&D. Jonathan's bird wings were neat. Yeah, I agree.
I did think it was a little missed opportunity, like you said, with them all being just humans, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I think they tried to focus more on the D&D specific, like races and peoples.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, D&D was obviously built on Tolkienian fantasy, and they did try to get away from that a lot, by which, you know, you get away from, like, the elves and dwarves. But, I mean, dwarves are some of my favorite fantasy peoples, so I'm a little biased. They did have some cool Dragonborn stuff, some Aarakocras, and then, like, the monsters they included were pretty thoughtful.
It wasn't just your standard. I mean, like, obviously they did like a beholder and a dragon and stuff, but like
they didn't do a beholder.
Really? Wow.
No, and I think they did it kind of
pointedly
on purpose, because if you're gonna do that, it has to be like a whole. It has to be a whole thing.
Yeah, so many people do not make beholders as scary as they are.
No, they're sentient. And they're pretty omnipowerful.
Yeah, they'll just disintegration beam you. There's no coming back from that.
Yeah.
I love the lore behind beholders, that they're born from the dreams of other beholders.
Yeah. It's a really neat, I don't know, just neat, fun
Yeah.
fantasy expansion. I love world building.
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm getting at.
Did either of you...
Give me that world building.
Eat it all up. Red Axum asked, did either of you listen to the Fantasy High one-off they did with the Beholder? No.
I did not. I think it was one that featured Brian David Gilbert. But I mean, I should. And if I remember, I probably will tomorrow.
I'm still making my way through Never After, but it's been a little slow going for me.
Gotcha.
I started watching Breaking
Yeah, Never
Bad.
After sets up for some really cool stuff, and it doesn't deliver on their initial setup, I'd say. And that it's supposed to be like the horror campaign, and it doesn't always feel horrible, I guess.
There are some parts that do, but yeah. I'm still pretty early on, too.
Gotcha. But you've been watching Breaking Bad?
Yeah, I've been going through that. That's why it's been slowing down, because, you can only watch one thing at a time, really.
Just picture in picture. That's what
could.
humans were built for, to take in
It's why
two entirely separate information sources at once.
2 to 3. Look at TikTok, where they just stack videos on top of each other. Such a weird habit, or whatever that's happened. I guess it's just
Not sustainable.
I guess it's just to get more views on a single video.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's dumb. I've been liking Breaking Bad. I'm about halfway through season 2 now.
Nice. Yeah, I think when I initially watched, season 3 is where I left off, but
I think that's where Jimmy left off too.
yeah, I started rewatching, but decided I had better finish my initial watch of The Sopranos first.
Probably, yeah. And then I've heard that Better Call Saul's like Breaking Bad, but better.
Yeah, I couldn't say one way or the other.
I think I
I
just
haven't
heard
seen any of it.
there's less family drama, but I could be wrong about that. The family
That makes sense.
Yeah, the family drama is definitely like the side of the show I care less about. I'm just like, just go back to cooking meth already.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's
part of it.
important for that kind of show.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have been the same without it.
I'd agree with that. And you need that dynamic.
Yeah, you need it. It's a good source of tension.
Like any time that he has to talk to his DEA agent stepbrother.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, fuck. What's gonna happen? Is he
Ooh,
gonna...
stepbrother, don't arrest me.
What are you doing, stepbrother? What are those cuffs for?
Yeah, I think I downloaded the right Breaking Bad.
I can't think of a Breaking Dad. I don't know.
I mean, that works.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, so it works.
What if they still hired Bryan Cranston? Just to get their fucking porn shot.
And he's just like, yeah, I've never done a porn before, so I thought I might as well.
And they get, like, such good acting and shit that it just looks like the show.
Oh yeah, he doesn't break character for a minute.
Yeah.
I would have watched this. Bryan Cranston, I know you're listening.
Please.
Let us see Walter White's dog.
Yeah.
We've seen the undies, show us the dog.
I want to see his Walter White.
And I also want to see Jesse's pink band.
Oh, jeez. I don't even know, man. You got 9 minutes left.
Right on. That sounded suffering.
Yeah. I was just like, what am I fucking doing right now?
We're streaming. We're catering to the people. We're creating entertainment.
We are alive.
From whole cloth!
From nothing to laughs.
That's our output.
Yeah. We're like a,
You want to see what we make here at 10 Paces Farms? Come out to the giggle fields. We'll show you.
Sorry, I snuck something out of the giggle fields. Oh,
Oh, I see you caught yourself a little pick off that bushel there.
sounds like you did the same. You got one of
I
those
couldn't help myself.
one of those giggle trees.
These are fresh grown.
We use a special brand of fertilizer for our giggle trees. It's we laugh into every little speck of dirt. You cup it up in your hands and you
Yep.
give it you tell it a little joke.
You whisper your jokes into the dirt and hope they grow into a giggle bush.
Into bits.
And I mean, it doesn't always work out. You gotta really pace out your jokes.
Yep. Sometimes you can dry them and reuse them or save them for later, but sometimes it just doesn't pan out and they rot.
It doesn't land as well, but I will tell you, well, little farm secret from me to you. If you do dry out a joke before, just say you came up with it on the spot.
Yeah.
They
don't need to know that
better.
they don't need to know that it's not fresh.
Right.
It'll seem fresh, and that's what matters. It's microwaved.
Oh yeah, it always tastes the same.
Did you ever play Plate Up?
That's the Overcooked like, right?
Kind of like Overcooked, yeah.
I did not.
Oh, it's so much fun. You can get a microwave in it, is what made me think about it.
A microwave is a really good kitchen tool, and I feel like it got a bad rap because of how...
Gordon Ramsay.
Well, yeah. Fuck Gordon Ramsay. But how reliant Americans became on it, like the whole TV dinner
Yeah.
craze and everything. It's a really good tool for cooking.
It is. And like I do agree that the TV dinner, it's supposed to be like a once a week sort of like mom's too tired to cook and dad's watching the game and I'm a shitty 12-year-old who doesn't know how to cook sort of thing. Like, you're not supposed to be relying on it.
Fed is best, but
Yeah.
fed is not ideal.
Yeah.
But it also, like, if you're trying to cook certain things and there's like a lot of moisture content, it's a really good way to get moisture content out of the food
Yeah.
before going in for like a sear or putting it on top of a pizza, say. Like, if you're self-topping some veggies, at least microwave them first so they get that heat going and they lose some of that moisture.
Even like fucking canned vegetables or whatever. No flack.
Oh, especially canned vegetables.
You're
They're
getting
so full of
vegetables.
brine.
Yeah. Like fresh is
I love
always
cooking.
better. Yeah. Fresh is always better, but like you're still getting vegetables with canned.
Exactly. And freshness isn't always attainable. Like,
In multiple ways, yeah.
even now, like, I have to be very picky about which fresh vegetables I'm getting at grocery stores because I'm like, is it gonna last at least until I get home?
Right.
Because all these will not.
I've definitely
Their
had that.
produce rots like immediately.
You gotta get one of those like freezer bags or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's
And I mean, freezing does change the consistency of the vegetable,
yeah.
but I mean, sometimes for the better. It breaks down those cell walls, gets you that really soft veggie. But if you're looking for a toothsome veg, then it's got to be fresh.
Mm-hmm. What's a dish you like to cook?
I just made a dish tonight where, because there's like an Asian grocery right down the street from me,
Oh, I wish.
and so I can get these gigantic bags of mung bean sprouts for, I don't know, like $1 a pound, if that, and I use that in place of pasta because of calories.
Right.
And so I made like a garlic cream sauce and just sauteed those mung bean sprouts in it and threw some veggies in there, and it turned out pretty dynamite.
Well, pardon my language, but goddamn, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty tasty.
How about you? You been cooking with anything lately?
I've just been recently I made some nice chicken tacos. I liked it because it was a lot lighter than like a red meat taco.
Oh yeah.
And I just put some a little bit of like lemon and a little bit of salsa on it. It was really good.
That's really good, yeah. Like Mexican or like I'd say a Japanese stir fry are some of my go-tos for just like make it quick with whatever I got on hand.
Yep. If I need something real fast in the morning, just make a little bit of like white rice and crack an egg in it and just mix that up. And the
Ooh, some omu rice.
That's right. It's really good, and like you get
Absolutely, yeah.
You get some protein, you get some rice. Like it's one of those really fast meals that'll stick with you for a bit.
Yeah. And if you got a good egg, like
yeah,
that's a dish where you get to really appreciate the egg in a way we typically don't over here.
I'd agree with that.
Because yeah, like we've got eggs made for masses, which isn't, I guess, the global norm.
No, just North America's really.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it makes sense because we got a lot of people, and there were ways of feeding all those people.
Yeah.
Back before a lot of technology came about that we have today, but even now, turns out those shitty eggs can get really expensive out of nowhere.
Yeah, if you live in any sort of rural place, try to find a farmer or something. If they have chickens, they probably have too many eggs.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and they'll sell them to you for
cheap. If you
what are now much more reasonable rates than we can get any other eggs for.
It's probably like what, $5 a dozen or something now. Like it's real dumb.
Oh yeah, and that's Missouri prices, which
right.
consistently has a low cost of living.
Yeah, well, I can see why.
Oh yeah, it's still not worth it, but
also just take that styrofoam or paper, cardboard, whatever, egg holder, and bring that to the farmer, because you gotta have your eggs somehow, and they'll probably appreciate you not taking.
Oh, they absolutely will. That packaging cuts so much into overhead. It's insane.
I've got a couple people out here that I know that have chickens. I think not to doss him or whatever, Jimmy's grandpa has chickens, for example.
Yeah, everybody look up Jimmy's grandpa on Facebook and fucking call this man out.
Yeah, let me see those chicks. So you should tell him.
Show me them eggs.
Those are good eggs, nice and big. Yeah, you got them double yolks. How do they do double yolks? Because you can buy like specifically double yolk eggs.
You gotta. It's like an RNG thing, like with catching a shiny Pokemon. But you can up it if you give one of your chickens the Destiny Knot.
Oh, fuck. I thought that was illegal.
No, it's fine for farming.
Just not
in competitive play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you got a competitive chicken, no, you want to assault vest it, but...
So you know the game Farming Sim?
I don't.
Well, there's a game called Farming Sim. It's just, one of those third-person grow some stuff and sell it to buy more farm equipment to sell more, it's a sim game.
Yeah.
There's competitive, like, esports farming sim.
Hell yeah.
where they have.
That's where this community should go.
It's so fucking wild. Like, it's the first team to bundle and sell X amount of hay or whatever. And they'll have like a draft where they ban different equipments and stuff.
That's super cool.
It's so neat.
I'm actually way into that.
Well, you can find it. I'm sure it probably still... I haven't checked on the scene in a couple months, but I'm sure it still exists.
Oh yeah, they're still waiting on that squash to come in.
No, it's not real life farming esports.
Well, it should be. Because I want that culture applied to things I care about.
Which is real life.
Yeah.
That is pastime, but that's okay. It is time.
Yeah. So, I made a Warforged alchemist. He's obviously a bartender trying to make some drinkable cocktails out of the volatile liquids that the dwarves are moonshining.
Hell yeah.
The dwarves under the mountain. Perfect spot to get those moonshine stills going.
You think they just have like a secret entrance into the back of the bar where they put their stuff?
Oh yeah, you can only find it if you have detect secret door.
Oh. That would keep the authorities potentially at bay.
Absolutely.
I was telling, well, I'll give you your points first. I'm thinking 1500.
Ooh, I like that. Because you see here, he's mixing up something volatile in this silver shaker. But he's also got like a little bottle for his lower jaw, so he's mixing up something else that he'll vomit out.
Oh, that's fun.
It's okay, because he's a robot.
So, can he make 2 drinks at once?
Uh-huh.
Wow. That is impressive. They don't like it when I try to do that technique, but I'm not a robot.
Or a Japanese maiden at a shrine.
Or any maiden at a shrine, for that matter.
Which is how certain sakes were made.
By spitting it from a maiden's mouth?
The shrine maidens would chew it up and spit it out.
What?
That would start the process, which turned the rice starches into yeast digestible sugars.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
At least get the cats to do it instead of the maidens.
Ooh, yeah, I'll drink some cat sake.
Ooh, yeah, yummy. Well, do you want to do a small break?
Yeah, I'm gonna rest these button fingers.
Alrighty.
Clean up this joystick and maybe get some nachos from the snack bar.
Ooh, see if they have any of that, like, you know how bowling alleys have that, like, talcum powder or whatever?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, dry off your hands.
Don't want to get any calluses on my joystick fingers.
Right. Alright, fellas. We'll be right back. Stay hydrated. Stay out of the sun. We'll see you soon.
Oh yeah, see, that was only 2 shakes, everybody. See, it's not that bad.
Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. How was you got it in 2 shakes, you said?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
quick as you like.
Well, usually I...
Now, if
Yeah?
usually you what?
Oh, usually I throw this over to Dakota to introduce the last one, but it sounded like you might have been.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I'm really going for that high score, there's one game where I can get the most bang for my quarter.
Pac-Man.
Mm-mm. Nah, see, that's a baby's game. It was made ages ago.
Okay, so you want
Nah, the real challenging game that I think I really have a chance at.
Hubert.
Oh, I I don't know whether you're getting closer or further away. Um, it's
Pawn.
Mega Man. Hubert, though.
Hubert.
Now there's an idea
Hubert in high school.
for a gritty modern day Hubert reboot.
In high school,
Yeah,
where like he's
it'll be like Bully, but you're going to school with like I don't know, I guess the coil snakes and Ball, I guess, were the only other characters in that game.
and you think like jumping on the squares is like taking over different factions.
Yeah, it's just like you're pushing the snakes away from their lockers.
Right. Into the loving arms of these school hall monitors to reprimand them appropriately.
Yeah, who are
Fucking
I
narcs.
really don't know any of the Cubert characters to pull from.
Yeah, you beat me at snakes. I didn't even know any enemy. You're right though. It's Mega Man.
Ooh, got to dust these fingers off and throw in my all Wily Castle playlist.
That's what I should have done. You're right. I'll leave it on what we got so far, but you're welcome to listen to whatever you want. I'll allow it. So yeah, I want you to make a Mega Man boss, but a new one, an OC if you will. I don't want to see
Ooh, yeah.
I don't want to see any of your Flame Mans or your Wind Mans or your Shadow Mans or
I
your
can't even do Nightman? I can't do
Nightman. I'll be looking.
Oh.
I'll be looking these up. If you give me
I can't do Chill Penguin?
probably not. If you give me a name and I find it in Google, instant disqualification.
Okay, I think... Well... Okay.
But I also do.
I think I got this. I think I got this.
Okay. Okay, I'll
Ooh, my finger's ready. I'm ready to...
trust in you here.
Hey, jump and shoot.
Okay. 30 on... No, 60 on the clock. 3, 2, 1.
All right.
Draw.
Gonna get some rough shapes in here.
Some curly hairs.
Yeah. Maybe it is Pubert after all.
Yep.
Because I did look up what the maximum size for like a SNES, typical SNES sprite is. And this is what it came up with, is 64 by 64.
Ooh, that's not big. They did.
Sure ain't.
They did sometimes like with the Yellow Devil. You know, the big yellow guy that splits apart and goes across the stage.
Yeah. He was multi-sprited though, wasn't he?
Yeah, they would combine like.
Which is why he didn't... But he couldn't move around the map because of that, save for the jump across the screen move that all Smash players really know.
Yeah. Do you?
So yeah, I think I'm feeling confident. But
I'm glad.
I said that when I tried to play Dragon's Lair.
I've never played it, but it looks hard as balls.
I played a bootleg copy once.
Like, it just seemed like one of those things you just have to memorize because they do not give you.
Oh, it
enough time to
absolutely
act.
is. It's a quarter eater.
Yeah, it'd be a cool game to own, like a stand-up version.
Yeah, and because it's hand animated, like it's not like sprite frames you can read,
Right.
because you have to read all of the frames, all of it. Don Bluth, you did us no favors.
Well, it won't age.
I think it's a cool piece. Like from a gameplay perspective, it's not ideal, but I don't think anything else will ever be like that. Was our Yeah, we gotta fix
Fucking Gamblebot.
our casino runner. Yeah. Gamblebot just kinda won it big and skipped out on us.
For real. I wanted to give Chaotrope points for that pubert joke.
Oh yeah, it was a good joke.
It's a good joke. It deserved recognition further. Instead,
If we could give you actual channel points, we would.
here you go, buddy. Until the end of stream, you get that pinned comment up on the top.
Just know that this can go both ways. If you make an especially heinous joke, we will hang it on the gallows for all to see.
Yep. We'll ridicule you right here in front of you and Red Axum and everyone on YouTube forever.
Yeah. The internet is forever.
And if you want to
The
catch
AI are going to see what a doofus you can be.
And if you want to catch 10 paces in 2076, just check out our YouTube channel.
Oh yeah. Big things to come, big things.
Yeah, keep subscribed so you see all those big things. Drop us a like. Comment on what big things you might want to see. On any of the videos, we'll see it. The AI will pick
Y'all
it up.
ever heard of Subseed?
What's Subseed?
Just a musical artist, guitar player, who contributed to certain upcoming things.
Interesting.
So yeah, go check them out. Tell them 10 Paces sent you. Future Oigle.
Whoa, future Oigle. What's it like being old? No, don't answer that. How you doing? How's the
Future
year?
Oigle has tall socks made of like those just future tubes that were in every 90s comic book.
Oh, like the ones, wait, like the ones in the Mario
And basically
movie?
cables made out of.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know how, like Doc Ock's arms,
yeah,
how they're
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
tubes drawn with segments to make it look future.
Like all of their clothes, all of their socks are those weird.
Just the
cable
socks.
tubes. Okay.
Just big conduit socks.
There are also mood socks that change color based on what I'm craving. That's so great.
Uh-oh. Oigle's craving violence. You can tell by their socks.
They just start dripping blood, but like somehow like an LED blood.
Oh yeah. Everything's LED in the future.
Oh, of course. You have to wear shades, but they also have LEDs on the inside of the shades, so they don't really work.
I drew this in like the fourth episode of 10 Paces.
Yep.
I made this future.
Is that?
I regret my decisions.
Yeah, you created this. You were the Prometheans, bringing the LEDs to the stupid cavemen.
Stupid cavemen being a society that's far more advanced than I'll ever understand.
Yep. And I want some mood socks
I just-
now.
I just had this cool fire and I thought y'all would want to hang with it.
You had that super
But
hot
nah,
fire.
it turns out
Turns out we're just stupid cavemen.
all of us, everyone.
They ruined us. Thanks, Travis. Thanks, Travisimus.
God shame us, everyone. Also, Trevisimus isn't one of my DJ names. You should know this.
Oh. Well, in 2076, maybe it is.
Also, I think that was one of the things I was reluctantly called in high school.
Oh no, I'm sorry for bringing that back. Just goes to show you how much thought whoever called you that put into it, because it was just straight off the dome.
Well, I mean, most nicknames were last name.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was Or to coaches,
Yep,
but
to
that wasn't, I guess, as... It didn't really catch with the youth of the time, which was us.
Yeah.
Though there are friends I have to this day that I still call by their last name. And
Yeah.
I think it's just because they have common names and I guess kind of hung around people with same names.
I think we're probably thinking of the same person and won't name them. Starts with
we should say where they live.
Let's play horse. Let's just we'll get their name eventually. Their where they live, where they were born. I mean, we got 51 minutes, so
Snake Vreeland.
sure.
Well, at least that's who I was thinking of.
Oh. Nope, I'm not even gonna play this game. I'm doing a hard turn. Did you hear about did you hear about fuck, I don't
Price of flour?
Yeah, what is it?
It'll cost you.
Actually, Sony recently somebody found a patent of Sony's to a certain material and thing they can do to it to make controllers feel cold, like temperature controlled.
Oh.
That was pretty
Full
cool.
haptic, baby.
Yeah. If they can do cold and any amount of like heat at all, Kojima's gonna go fucking nuts.
Oh my god. You have to heat up the controller to a certain temperature in order to get past this part of the game.
Or you have to cool it down, so you just
With your breath, and he'll know because he's listening in through the microphone to everybody playing the game at any given time.
I like the idea of Kojima just giving up game development to monitor this one game until he dies. Actually, I hate it. Don't do that.
No, that's the active development of the game. It's
true.
the pinnacle of game development. It's never ending.
To be an artist is to suffer.
I wanted to direct a movie, but now I can direct all peoples.
Yeah, life, in a way. He just goes through a bad time in his life, and he just, like, starts locking people out of the game, denying everyone access. It's like his blue period.
He has an avatar in the game, kind of like Second Life, but it's Van Hardman. So yeah, I feel like Mega Man's my wheelhouse, but I don't know how these sprite artists did it back in the day.
Block by, like, literally, like, putting in block by block.
Oh yeah, they didn't have any peripherals like we have. It's insane.
Well, I think that really makes you think about absolutely everything in a different way.
Oh, but it's also you don't know what you don't know, but like
yeah.
There's just this level of... It's amazing that we got as many games as we did in the time that we did.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we don't deserve games.
Well, I mean, they do get paid for it, but not nearly enough.
No, never. I don't think that's possible.
Probably if you were an indie developer, and your game took off.
Yeah.
But there are innumerable amounts of games out there that you've never heard of and never will.
Speaking of indie games, do you like Paper Mario?
I love Paper Mario.
Go check out Paperverse.
Okay.
It's an indie project that's just like it's a love letter to the Paper Mario series. And I know they do a lot of care because they like to play around with that style, the papercraft style.
Right.
And also the RPG format. Like, it's just a very genuine feeling love letter. And they put together a really cool, like, direct that they did, I guess, a couple months ago.
Oh wow, this is a very indie game. I'm on their Twitter and they have a thank you 300 followers.
Yeah, it's a passion project. But it looks really cool. And they're putting in just a lot of work to, I don't know, for nothing more than love of the format, I guess.
I dig the art. I have a game for you if you like Paper Mario. You ever check out Bug Fables?
I didn't. I kind of saw it, and I think it came out around the same time as the newest Paper Mario,
Maybe.
the origami one.
Yeah.
And I was like, it looks neat. I don't know. I'm notoriously picky with games, though.
That's fair. It was better than I thought it would be, but I'm pretty picky as well. Cute game about bugs and its papercraft and all that. It was really cool. I played it on Game Pass, and then they took it away before I could beat it, and I liked it enough that I bought it.
Oh, nice.
So I definitely recommend it. I'd also recommend, if you just like old school RPGs, try out Chained Echoes. I've talked about it before, but it was a good game.
Yeah, like, I don't know what I'm looking for in a game.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm looking for can even be delivered on. I just want like a challenging puzzle, but I want it to work in the same way my brain works, so that way I can figure it out.
Well, I don't know what to tell you there, because that's,
Yeah.
that's pretty vague.
Yeah, I know, it's a tall order.
Have you ever found a puzzle you could figure out? I guess is the next question. Or a puzzle you enjoyed figuring out?
I do some crosswords here and there.
For real, though.
Yeah.
Okay. So you like word puzzles?
I don't know, I just...
Scribble knots.
I mean, yeah, I guess. If we can get an AI-generated Scribblenauts where it's just constantly building until it becomes horrible and unplayable.
It'd be pretty cool for a bit.
Yeah. About as long as the Seinfeld one was.
I did not check in on that again. Did it get real bad?
They never came back from getting banned.
Oh.
But they made, a Steamed Hams Forever. Or it's called Unlimited Hams, I think. Where it's just AI-generated, Steamed Hams bits. But it's so weird. It's bizarre. Because, real quick before I get into this, what am I at time-wise?
4340. 4340.
Okay, cool. Because whatever the, like, Steamed Hams is just it's a role to fill, essentially, in these AI-generated bits. And I don't know what caused this, but it tends to use the scientific name for plants in place of steamed hams.
Wow.
And so it's like, I'm trying to cook this Chardium lasavernia.
Oh man, AI is so
And
good.
I feel like the scripting has its a natural phenomenon in place of Aurora Borealis, or even in place of fire. And also, not everything happens at the same pacing that it always does. Like, it's constantly shifting the pacing of it. Like, there's ones where Chalmers will just walk into the kitchen on fire. But it's as enjoyable as any completely nonsensical thing is to watch. Because
yeah.
I know we've dabbled in like what is it? Not Plug DJ, but the
Rave DJ?
Rave DJ, where you mix things together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of picking things to mix together and hoping that it'll work out from an AI perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are criteria it's going off of. And you just look for those things to line up, like those happenstances. And it doesn't always work out, but it's fun, and whenever things do line up, it can be really funny.
I don't know, I just worry about AI too much to find a lot of fun in it. And
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't, because it's not going away, so it's just like, get over it.
Yeah, I mean, the idyllic perspective of it was that it would take up a lot of the menial jobs and free up humans to do a lot of the bullshit we don't want to do.
Yeah.
And honestly, we are on that course, but the planet's gonna die in a fiery mass before that. Aside from that, we are kind of on that course, and I feel like I'm not a smart guy. I don't know what the next basic structure for society looks like as far as like economy goes, but I feel like universal basic income would be the bridge that gets us to that point. So we have UBI to take us out of the industry mindset, because the industry mindset is obviously production at the cost of, or nothing exists outside of the cost of production. Just keep making things and growing until you reach an unsustainable point, which obviously it's short-sighted.
Yeah.
And that has worked. That has allowed us to pool resources and make really incredible like just jumps in technology. But I think it's outlived its usefulness, and it's turned out to be really destructive. And so I mean, like, I commend it for its accomplishments, but we can't be hung up on this system forever. And so UBI would allow people to focus in on less destructive means of employment and enjoyment.
Yep, or betterment. Because with that, you would also probably have to open up some means to higher education, or an education field that they would want to go.
Oh, absolutely. Education shouldn't be barred at all.
No, it shouldn't. Like, the only way...
Everyone succeeds whenever everyone's educated.
Yep.
The false sense of competition created by capitalism is why education is barred to begin with.
And from what I understand, it's so much cheaper elsewhere. Like, it's
Oh, it absolutely is. Back in 2016, I know Germany was offering free tuition to Americans because they're like, you've got it so bad over there.
Yeah.
Can we help you? Can we show you how it's done?
Yeah, and I'm guessing that was come to Germany, not we have online.
Oh yeah, no, ain't no one paying our prices over here.
Yeah. Well, I hope more places do that. Canada, hey, what's up?
They could not. Their infrastructure could not handle the influx of people who would take advantage of that.
No. Maybe that's why Germany did it, because it's so far away.
Yeah, and it was like on a scholarship basis.
True, but hey, cool.
Yeah.
If I got a scholarship to Germany, I'd be like, well, sorry, Red and Jaeger, unless you can come, I'll see you later.
Gooses. I'm pretty sure you can bring cats to other countries.
God, they would hate flying.
Oh yeah, but I mean, if you're anything like me, it'd be one way.
Yeah. One way, yep.
If it weren't for this show, I would have quit my job a while ago.
Oh,
and oh, don't be sorry. Like, I would have joined maybe the Merchant Marines or something, and just taken up sailing so that I can get a useful skill so I can emigrate to another country.
I'm sorry. I don't want this show.
It's
to
a
keep
lot
you
of
in
thought.
America.
I didn't mean it to be like a.
No, I know.
I made my own grave, and I plan to die in it.
Oh, great. We'll bury you on whatever hill you die on. Whatever hill you get canceled on.
Ooh, yeah, it's only a matter of time. For my hot takes, you know how I feel about women and
children. Yeah, I know how much the Titanic really meant to you. You're just like, why the fuck?
I say it wasn't enough.
Why the fuck women and children first?
Why not men's first?
Yeah.
You see, I'm a Titanic men's rights activist.
I've been working all day. I just expect to come home to a warm boat. A warm safety raft. So good news.
I'm a third-class rights activist.
Good news, Kang beat the boss he was stuck on.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Now
all it took was you watching our show.
Yeah.
So if you want to beat that boss you're stuck on, is it your real-life boss at your real-life job? Just keep watching our show, we'll show you how.
Yeah. Pop those little AirPods in.
Yeah, and just brutalize your boss. And say, this is 'cause capitalism!
Yeah. Give him one right in the stomach from me. What the hell? Jake literally beat a boss also. See? Testimonials right there, live in chat.
Beat your boss. 10 paces.
Tell him 10 paces sent you. Tell him where to watch. If he wants
Tell him who sent you.
If he wants to beat his boss, which he probably will after that. Out of embarrassment. Wiggle's so
now, if
ready.
you're gonna beat off your boss,
oh,
go find our OnlyFans.
Yeah. We won't tell you the name, but you can guess it. Has anyone guessed it yet?
I haven't even guessed it. I didn't sign in until after that one day I made it. I mean, I've been upkeeping it, and it's full of dirty, horny shit that you love to see.
Yeah, so if you...
Go donate!
If you love to see dirty, horny shit, find our OnlyFans. Well, you are welcome. I'm glad that you're ready and empowered to punch your boss. Unless it's yourself, in which case, don't do that.
Nah, punch yourself sometime.
I mean, it will make you stronger.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta know how to take a hit. And, like, what if you fought a clone of yourself? You gotta know how hard you can punch.
Yeah, so you can be ready for it,
Yeah.
and obviously build up strength so that you'll be stronger than your clone whenever you fight them.
Mm-hmm. You've heard of shadow boxing. Now, this is just clone boxing. You knew... No, Oigle. You knew me at a previous part of my life. You don't know how strong I can punch now.
Oh yeah, he's been living in the hyperbaric time chamber.
Mm-hmm. I trained for a week. But to you humans, that's like, what, a year?
An hour.
Yeah, an hour? I don't know.
It's not actually 1-to-1 because 1 day equals a year, I think. Which is the ultimate MacGuffin of storytelling, which is how you could tell how done
I think it was...
Toriyama was.
I think it was a day is 3 days. Like, it was not very long. Maybe it was like a month.
Bro, I thought it was something ridiculous, like a day was a year.
I don't
but I also
remember.
watched the earliest dub of the anime.
And also it can change depending on what time chamber they're using. Because there's been different ones now.
Jesus.
I think Frieza finds one at one point.
I'm sure. I mean, fuck it, whatever.
Limit? Oh yeah, I think you're right. Year. A day is a year and you can do consecutive, but you only get 48 hours in total.
What am I at time? What? Quick.
You got 30, 52.
Alright. It's gonna make this guy really stand out. I think,
Yeah, you got plenty.
yeah. Like a really nasty, violent green in the background is gonna make this character pop.
Well, thank you everyone for coming out tonight.
Oh yeah. Thanks a ton.
We're not done or anything. For those
Just
of
feeling gratitude. Always
Yeah.
express gratitude.
for those of you just tuning in, season 2 of 10 Paces is a high score system, so we're keeping track of those scores and trying to beat the board. The points matter.
And once we get that bot fixed, we can you can beat Phil High Score too.
That's right.
Who's the biggest winning gambler?
I think it might be Oigle.
I don't know. Kyra had a fucking run.
Yeah.
Like, talk about something from nothing. They just doubled their money and then tripled their money. It was insane.
Yeah, we're taking them to real life Vegas sometime.
Taking them to real life court for exploiting our casino.
Yeah, and our co-host.
Yeah.
I mean, where is he?
That sounds like a conflict of interest.
Ooh, I don't see either of them. I think they're tied up right now. I don't know what sort of like dirty deals they're making, but I don't trust them.
It's a good instinct.
You know, you gotta listen to your heart.
Listen to the beat.
Listen to the rhythm.
Rhythm on the street.
Yeah, you know it. You live it.
Can we like run DMC this? So like, open up your eyes. Open up your.
But
I was hoping you'd join me in ears.
oh, yeah, ears.
Make the rhythm together. Try that one more time. Together.
Together. Oh, it must have been the Discord lag.
Oh, must be.
Yeah. We'll have to try
We'll
that.
work things better.
Yeah. Maybe I can get a recording of you doing that, and I can play it, and people will think it's live.
Can we do that with the whole show?
No, we're not doing that right now. That's funny.
I wouldn't want people to think we'd phone it in.
We didn't record this whole show a week ago. That's silly.
Why would you even think that? You're stupid.
Yeah. You no need to. Let's move on. I think that's such a preposterous notion. There's no way.
In this concept that I don't even want to dwell on it.
Yeah, we've said our piece, and that's all there is that could be said about it. How you feeling about
our
your
piece?
How you feeling about your
thing on me?
Your mega dude.
I like it a lot. I think the concept's coming along. I gotta do a little touch up here to really make it distinct from that background I just made, but I gotta take some of that softness out of that brush though to do that. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. I always like playing it in the pixel art style.
Yeah, it's fun.
I don't think I could ever animate in it because a lot of what I rely on is just like the random color pixels that come down from the brushes I'm using.
Yeah.
And trying to move the shadow of everything in this format sounds like it sounds stressful.
Well, maybe we can do that for like a single episode and see, just tooling around with it.
Yeah.
And maybe there's other programs you can use that make pixel art a lot easier, like with some sort of like AI tools.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll have to look into that more.
Yeah, I certainly haven't. Been playing a lot of Resident Evil 4 still. It's really good.
Oh, the remake?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard, again, consistently good things, and I love to hear it.
Yeah. I've liked a lot of the things they've changed.
Mm-hmm.
They took some fights and placed them in different spots and like completely reworked most areas, honestly. Like, it's very reminiscent of the game, but it definitely works, I feel, on its own.
That's really cool.
They did take out a bit of the of Leon's sort of campiness. It's less. It's definitely trying to be scarier than the original game. The original game had this weird, like, almost lightheartedness at times. Like, it kind of pulled back and forth from being scary and tense, and then something would like break that, and like it would then have to like pull back, but it did it in such a way that it felt good.
That's good. Yeah, because like honestly, that's what I really respected in these newer games is that they did try to make horror games again, and that's what took me out of 4, 5, and 6 is just how silly they were, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I always saw it as a horror franchise, and
Did you ever try 7 or 8?
I did not.
Oh, well, you definitely should.
I saw them play, and that's what kind of made me respect them.
Yeah.
They just came around the era where I couldn't keep up with games anymore.
That's fair. Yeah, they're definitely bringing back the spookiness. It's still very action-y. If that's something you don't like in your horror games, then you may not like it. It's very much an action horror game.
I just didn't like how, like, the games and the movies kind of did this thing where it became a shooter action movie instead of, like, horror.
It definitely drifts that way, yeah.
And like
But there's still horror.
the way Resident Evil always kind of towed that horror line is that they give you like inventory management.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
It made it really impactful. Just having to manage that, and especially saves, like having to have ribbons.
Yeah. They've done away with save ribbons.
That's understandable. Like, who has the
Yeah.
fucking time? But
I'd be fine if they added it in as an option. Like, you could tack it
Yeah.
onto any difficulty sort of thing.
fucking typewriter mode.
That'd be cool. In professional, which is the hardest difficulty that you only get after new game, it doesn't have any autosaves, so it's just back like the original, where if you didn't save and you fucked up, whoops, you just lost 2 hours or whatever.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Get fucked, you did it to yourself.
Alright, I think I'm done. I think I'm gonna cash in this time bonus.
Oh shit, 22 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do so well in those earlier runs, but I think I finally found my element here. So, before I even say it, can you guess this Mega Man boss's name?
No. What is it?
This is Hatchet Man.
Okay. Continue.
Yeah. So, if he tosses his hatchets around, and if you beat him, you get the hatchet power up, obviously. But if you charge it up, you get the Fago freeze.
I love it. Sorry, I was researching Hatchet Man to make sure that there's no official.
I think something's gonna come up.
Well, there's a Mega Man.
Not from Mega Man, but
Well, there is a Mega Man fan game with Hatchet Man.
all right. Is he down to clown till he's dead in the ground?
Let me see. What does he look like? Oh, there's no picture. Well, I guess you just drew Hatchet Man. We should submit this to their Wikipedia. But let me find what you actually mean. Let me remove the word Mega Man. Maybe that'll help. I do see a Hatchet Man.
Yeah.
Is that similar to what you're going for?
Thematically, not quite.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were trying to rip off something. Oh, battle. Maybe that's what
Not trying to rip off, just trying to homage to all my juggalos and juggalettes out there. Whoop whoop!
Whoop whoop. I do love it. I'm sorry to sound like I don't. I was just trying to find any reason not to give you points. Like a true authority figure.
Nah, I think this is my masterpiece. Put this in your game, and I can die happy.
Oh my god, let's get Shovel Knight devs on it.
Hatchet Knight.
Please give us Hatchet Knight. Come on. You're never gonna give us Silk Song.
The ultra-violent Shovel Knight.
I think that's called Blasphemous, but I could be wrong. You know what, Travis? For those extra times and all that, everything put together, you're sitting at a cool 25,000.
Ooh, am I on that board?
You're on that board. You're up there, man. You're number one. How's it feel?
Ooh, I gotta put in something funny for my three characters. I'm gonna put in oh jeez. Man. I never know what to put in whenever I get a high score.
Oh, take your time to figure out how to do it.
I'm gonna put in TKO.
I'll have to make it look better. There it is.
I'm also gonna change my middle name to Kilroy,
So,
so that I can make that my initials.
what is it?
I'm gonna change my middle name to Kilroy. So I
Please
can make
do.
those my initials.
That'd be so great. Why haven't you done that already?
I've been slacking.
That's
Y'all just call me Kilroy from now on.
Well, I'm gonna have to adjust the name placard, but we'll get that next time.
You had my full legal name and social security number on there.
Sorry.
But I think I did it. This is a good run anyway. If you want to take a run at the king here, put your quarters in to the 10 paces machine in the corner of Dead Man's Walk-In. Or you can follow and subscribe.
I prefer the second, but you know, we'll take either.
Any which way they come at us. We're at 78 followers. That's 22 left until we hit our big hundo bonanza.
I don't even know what we're gonna plan for that.
Well, we got time. Unless y'all tell your friends.
Yeah, maybe it'll be next week. We'll see.
Oh, if it's next week, I will. I don't know. Would people want to see a human shit on stream?
I don't want to see that, but
We've got a whole week. We can come up with better ideas.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
But yeah, this is a good run. I think with these hard-earned tickets, I'm gonna save up for that Zoids.
The Zoids.
Or maybe like it looks like they're offering a square mile in Vanuatu. Maybe I'll save up for this. Anyway, we got anything before we kick these folks out of here while we enjoy nachos and a dry slice of pizza?
The same slice of pizza that they were giving out last night.
Oh yeah, it just sat in that warmer.
No, I think we're good. Tune in. Are we doing a Thursday stream?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Alrighty, well tune in Thursday and we'll see you then.
8 p.m. Central Time. As always, happy trails.
Happy trails,
gamers.
everyone. Gamers.